In the currently running 3.3 beta, Frontiers implemented a brand new exploration system, and we're going to have a look at it, a quick overview of it today. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Down to Earth Astronomy. So the new system for exploration, it's implemented into the beta, and we're going to have a quick overview of it today. It's important for me to stress here that this is not a tutorial or guide. That video will be made, it will come out once this makes it over to the live server. This is just an overview to get you started, so if you're a little confused about how it works, or just want to try to get a little bit of a head start before you go in and test it yourself, if you haven't already. I know this video is a little late, but anyway, this is the video for you. We're going to take a quick overview of it. But first, before we even start, we will have to go into our options, and there's a bunch of new key bindings that we will have to set. Under mode switch, if I could find that, there it is, you will see you now have a switch hot mode. This allows you to switch between the new analysis mode and the old, what they now call combat mode. And also down here you will have the full spectrum scanner system, or the FSS for short. And you will have the most important key bindings here are enter FSS mode, leave FSS mode, settings for the tuning, the radio tuning here, and also zooming in and out of the targets. Those are probably the most important you will have to worry about. And of course camera controls in this new FSS mode. But let's jump out and let's have a look at how this is used. First of all, you can go, and you can see right now I have my Discovery scanner, but it says here I can't use it because I need to switch mode. I have it here as in my primary, my primary file group. So I'll go and I'll do the hot switch mode, and I now move over to analysis mode. And now I can charge my Discovery scanner and honk the system. Now once the system is honked, you can see here I can't see the planets. I can only see the star that's in that current system. So now we have to enter FSS mode with our whatever key binding we have, and we can see here now that we're in this mode that we will have these like small blobs that shows up on various locations in the night sky. So let's say that I found something here, and now just for good measure we're gonna tune away from it. So I found a blob here, and I want to identify what it is. So we have the tuner down here at the bottom, and wherever you can see these small signals, that is where that's where different objects are. The more to the right the signals, the larger the object is. So this could probably be a moon or something, and these are probably planets up here. And if you had any signal sources, you would probably have them down here in the low end. So if I want to tune into this, you can see I can slowly tune until I get a full circle there in the middle. There we go. That means that my FSS is now tuned, and I can zoom in on it, and that planet will now have been discovered. So if I open up my, if I leave this mode and I open up my system map, you can see we now have that planet discovered. So that means we can now go ahead and slowly begin to discover the planets in this system, one at a time. Okay, you can see I'm now almost done. The signals are beginning to disappear, and I'm almost done scanning the whole system. You see I'm scanned 80% down here in the corner. And if you have a trouble finding one, just tune your radio into it and begin moving around. Oh, you see there, I got some arrows here pointing in this general direction. So I'm just going to point there. And now I can zoom in, and I can then locate that planet. There should be one more somewhere, so I'm going to keep moving my camera around here until I come across it. Oh, there it was. Let's zoom in. System scan complete. I have now discovered the full system. But it doesn't stop there. You can see even though I now have all the planets discovered in the system, it might be that there are some of them that I find interesting. Let's say, this looks like an interesting planet. Let's fly out there and let's have a look at it. So while we're heading out to the planet, I just want to address a few things here, because there is some, we might think, oh, this is going to take forever now to scan a system and find anything. Now, it's important to note that now, whenever you sell stellar data or cartography data, it will be available to all commanders, just right off the bat. That means that when you're traveling around in, let's say, the bubble, you pretty much don't really need a discovery scanner, because that data should be available to you, because those systems, of course, have already been discovered. So it's really only when you begin to head into unknown territory that you will need to do this. And I think it's pretty, it doesn't take as long as it might seem at first. Once you begin to get the hang of it, you can actually scan a system fairly quickly and pretty much get a full scan of the system within about a minute. I'm not exactly sure if they have increased payouts. I think I recall reading somewhere, but don't quote me on that they might have increased payouts for exploration data to compensate for the slightly longer time that it takes now. But also note that doing these scans with the normal scanner while you're sitting at the star, not even flying, gives you full information about the planet. That means this is equivalent to a detailed surface scan. This gives you the same level of information as if you were detailed surfing scanning the planet. And therefore I would assume you would also get the same amount of credit as if you were doing a detailed surface scan. So now that we're getting pretty close to the planet here, we can see here we also have a detailed surface scanner, which we now, of course, don't need to use to do the detailed surface scans. We'll use these for mapping the planet. And we can see we're still out of range, so I'm just going to move myself in range, and then we're going to have a look at how this works. I'm now close enough to the planet that my detailed surface scanner will work. I've almost come to a standstill. I'm still in Super Cruise, that's important. But now we can go and trigger the firing group for our detailed surface scanner. And we can see we get this new HUD up as well, where we can kind of aim, and we have this reticle at the center of the planet. We can also see here, again, 0% down here at the bottom, meaning that we haven't mapped this planet yet. And we can see when we move out here, there's this line here that indicates the horizon, so that would be right at the horizon. And we can now begin to fire these probes around. You can see out here on the right hand side you have a small like ammo counter that will automatically charge up. If this is the way it's going to carry over, basically you can fire quite a few of them if you wanted to. You can have more than 3 in space at the time, it seems. And then fire these around. You can see how they're getting pulled around the planet, and they slowly begin to map the planet. They have a pretty big radius, so you can actually map quite a big area fairly quickly. And there we go. As soon as you pass a 90% coverage of the planet, you will get a full scan of the planet. And this gives us even more data. We can see down here in the lower right hand corner that there's an efficiency target of 4 probes. That means if I were able to scan this planet with only 4 probes, I would get a small bonus for mapping this planet efficiently. Now I used a lot of probes for this, so I didn't get that target. But anyway, that's pretty much the quick overview. I should mention here that once you've done these scans here, you will have available to you in your navigation panel, if this was a landable planet, if you were any like bases, any volcanic activity on the surface, anything of interest on the surface will now be right in your navigation panel, meaning that it's a lot easier to discover things on planet because you simply just map it and you're done with it. So that is my quick overview. I hope that you found it interesting and useful, and I hope you will go in and give it a go for yourself in the beta, at least if you are on the PC. It's free. You can just install it from the launcher. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Remember to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.